Hey book lovers, September was such a slow month for me for reading. I only read 9 books. I'm usually upwards of 20 or more, but it was also the month that school was back on, sports started back up. There was a whole lot going on, so it makes perfect sense. I think it's like this every year. But I want to rapid fire them. I'm not going to do all 9 in this video. We're going to do maybe like 4, and I'll do a part 2 tomorrow. But if you're interested, stick around because I'm going to tell you my star rating, whether I'd recommend them, and maybe just a little snippet on all of them because I can't help it. The first book we're going to touch on is A Fellowship of Bakers and Magic by J. Penner. It's super cozy. It's cozy fantasy. It's, you know, your high fantasy world with orcs and elves and goblins, but it's cozy and small. There's not a huge magic system involved. It was great. It was super cozy. I want to read the next one. It follows Arletta, who's a human baker, and she secretly entered into an elvish baking contest because her baked goods are incredible. One of the reasons I rated this book a 5 stars, because 5 stars for me, you have to either make me cry or make me feel like a roller coaster of emotions. But the reason I did was every single time I finished reading a few of these chapters, I needed to go and bake. I was so hungry. J. Penner does such a good job at describing the baked goods that you want to go and become a baker yourself after. So here I am in my kitchen making little baked goods. Super recommended. I won't get into a lot of the details. You can read the reviews for yourself. I can also do a full review on each of these books if you want me to, just ask. But I would recommend this book to anyone looking for a cozy fantasy read for the fall. Book 2 for September was The Girl Under the Floor by Charlie Gallagher. It's a crime/thriller detective novel. It follows Detective Maddie Ives. I believe it's book 8 in his series, but I was informed that you do not need to read all the books in order as it's a standalone storyline. So I didn't read the other books and I didn't like it. It has really good reviews on Goodreads. I think it's a 4.38 star. For me, it was just a 3. It didn't hit. I wouldn't recommend it. But maybe if you read the whole series, maybe it'll hit differently. I'm also not super into crime stories. It just sounded really good, but it just didn't hit it for me. So I would not recommend it. It was just a 3 star. Book 3 for September was None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. This was part of our virtual reads, and it's also part of a library book club that I'm part of. This is a 4.5 star read. It would have got a 5 star, and you know what? It almost probably should be because there was so much discussion on this book. We all felt the same way about the ending. The ending is what ruined it for me. I won't give any spoilers away. I just don't like when authors do this. So when you read it, you'll understand the ending. Sometimes authors do a little something, and it just drives me crazy. And that is the only reason I did give it a 5. But honestly, the amount of reviews the book had within our own discussion and the fact that we were all very passionately talking about it, that to me, I probably should rate it a 5 star because I still think of this book and I recommend this book. So highly recommend reading it. The 4th September read for September was Woven by Gold by Elizabeth Helen. It's the Beast of the Briar series, book 2. I'm not going to tell you too much about this book except for the fact that you need to read this series. It is a spicy Why Choose retelling, a kind of Beauty and the Beast sort of genre, but there's fays and princes, and it is sexy and delicious, and you will gobble it up. They are delicious. Super recommend. I gave it a 4 star for the second book. I think I gave the first one a 4 star as well. Super recommend the series. Book 5 is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. It's talked about all over, so I had to read it. It is super cute. It's super cozy fall vibes. I did only give it a 3 star. Maybe it was just overhyped for me. It wasn't phenomenal. It didn't have any surprises or twists. It didn't make me really feel a ton of emotion, but it was super cute. I don't think I'd recommend reading it, but if you're going to read it, I'm not going to say that's a bad book and not to bother. It was totally cute, totally worth the read, just not something I'd be going out and recommending. So those were the first 5 books that I read in September. Tomorrow I'll drop the last 4, but if you have any thoughts on any of these, even if they're differing from mine, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. Like I said, new TikTok account, trying to just keep it book focused. So I'm looking for your recommendations as well. And if you have a differing opinion, that is the best part about book discussion, is that I get to see someone else's point of view. So please let me know, put it down in the comments. If you have a recommendation of a book that kind of relates to some of the books that I really love from this month, let me know. I'd love to read them.